Imagine this. You've planned your dream vacation for months, packed your bags, arrived at the airport, only to be told, "We're sorry, you cannot board this flight." It's every traveler's worst nightmare. And in 2025, with evolving regulations, stricter airline policies, and increased scrutiny, more passengers than ever are facing the crushing reality of being denied boarding. Welcome back to Fly Global, your definitive guide to mastering the skies, avoiding common pitfalls, and making every journey smoother, smarter, and more efficient. Today, we're exploring 12 reasons why more travelers than ever are denied boarding in 2025. Stay tuned, because understanding these pitfalls is your first step to ensuring you always make it to your destination. Number 1. Non-compliance with Real ID requirements. Starting May 7, 2025, a critical federal change in the U.S. goes into full effect, the Real ID requirement. If you're a domestic traveler aged 18 or older in the U.S. and your state-issued driver's license or ID card isn't Real ID compliant, often marked with a star, you will be denied boarding. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a federal mandate designed to enhance security. Luna, a TSA agent, warned, "We're seeing a lot of people arriving without Real ID compliant IDs. We've been announcing it for years, but come May 2025, if your ID isn't right, you simply won't get through security, meaning no boarding pass and no flight." This change aims to establish a higher national standard for identification. It's crucial to check your state's DMV website well in advance to ensure your ID is compliant. If not, a valid passport or another acceptable form of ID, like a military ID, will be required, even for domestic travel. Don't wait until the last minute to update your identification. Number 2. Fraudulent or suspect ticket purchases. Airlines are fighting a constant battle against fraud, and their systems are becoming incredibly sophisticated. If your ticket, even unknowingly, is linked to a fraudulent purchase, a stolen credit card, or appears to have been resold improperly or through an unauthorized third party, you will be denied boarding immediately. Even if you paid cash to someone, if their purchase was fraudulent, you bear the consequence. A former airline fraud investigator shared, "We once had a passenger show up with a valid-looking e-ticket, but our system flagged the credit card used for the purchase as stolen days earlier. They were denied boarding and, unfortunately, had to deal with the police, even though they claimed to be unaware." Airlines use advanced algorithms to detect suspicious booking patterns, multiple bookings from one card, or purchases originating from high-risk locations. Always purchase tickets directly from the airline's official website, a reputable travel agent, or well-known online travel agencies. Be extremely wary of unusually cheap tickets offered through unofficial channels, as you could be the victim of a scam that ultimately leaves you stranded at the airport with no flight. Number 3. Missing check-in or boarding deadlines. Airlines operate on incredibly tight schedules, and their check-in and boarding deadlines are non-negotiable. Whether it's missing the cutoff for checking bags, often 45 to 60 minutes before departure for domestic, more for international, or failing to be at the gate by the published boarding time, sometimes 15 to 30 minutes before departure. Being late is a guaranteed way to be denied boarding. A gate agent confessed, "It's tough, but if you're not here by the gate closing time, our system locks you out. Even if you checked in online, if you're not physically at the gate when it closes, we can't board you. We have a schedule to keep." Always confirm your airline's specific check-in and gate deadlines. These vary by airline, airport, and type of flight, domestic versus international. Arriving at the airport 2 to 3 hours before your flight is a general guideline, but actual cutoffs are much stricter. Factor in security lines, baggage drop-off, and terminal navigation time to avoid this common pitfall. Number 4. Being on a no-fly list or watch list. For security reasons, individuals placed on no-fly lists or other government watch lists will be denied boarding. This typically applies to individuals deemed a national security threat. While rare for most travelers, it's an absolute barrier to air travel. A former Homeland Security official explained, "These lists are dynamic and confidential. If a name matches someone on a watch list, the airline is legally obligated to deny boarding, regardless of whether the passenger knows they are on it. If you believe you've been mistakenly placed on such a list, there are government redress processes that you can utilize to seek correction, though this is a lengthy process and should be done well in advance of travel. Number 5. Invalid or expired travel documents. This has always been a top reason for denied boarding, but with increased global scrutiny and dynamic visa requirements, it's more critical than ever. An expired passport, A damaged passport, even minor tears or water damage, or lacking the correct visa for your destination or transit countries will immediately ground you. Even a passport with less than 6 months validity remaining from your return date can lead to denied boarding, especially for international travel. Maria, a travel agent, recounted, "I had a client denied boarding for a European trip because their passport expired in 4 months. They didn't know about the 6-month rule. All that planning, gone in an instant." Always check the entry requirements for all countries on your itinerary, including layovers. Official government embassy websites are your best source. Many countries also now have electronic travel authorizations, ETAs, or pre-registration systems, which are often mistaken for visas but are equally mandatory. Ensure all documents are valid, undamaged, and meet specific remaining validity periods. Number 6. Airline overbooking. Airlines, to maximize profits and account for no-shows, often overbook flights. While they are legally obligated to seek volunteers to give up their seats first, usually with compensation, if not enough volunteers come forward, passengers may be involuntarily denied boarding or bumped. This tends to happen more often on popular routes during peak travel times. John, a frequent business traveler, sighed, "I've been bumped twice. Both times were on packed Monday morning flights. They offered vouchers, but if you have a critical meeting, no amount of money replaces getting you there on time." While compensation is usually offered for involuntary denied boarding, which varies by region and length of delay, it's still a frustrating experience. To minimize your risk, check in online as early as possible, arrive early, and consider booking a higher fare class or having elite status with the airline, as these passengers are often prioritized. Number 7. Discrepancies in name or date of birth on ticket versus ID. Even a seemingly minor error can lead to denied boarding. The name on your ticket and boarding pass must exactly match the name on your government-issued photo identification, passport, or driver's license. This includes middle names, initials, or even common nicknames if your ID uses your full legal name. A slight mismatch can trigger security concerns. A ticketing agent explained, "We had a passenger whose ticket was booked under Mike Smith, but his passport said Michael David Smith. TSA wouldn't accept it. We had to reissue the ticket, which caused a significant delay." Always double-check that your booking details, especially your full legal name and date of birth, precisely match your primary travel identification document. If you book through a third-party site, verify their entry fields carefully. Correcting these errors close to departure can be costly and time-consuming, if even possible. Number 8. Baggage violations, oversized, overweight, prohibited items. Airlines are increasingly strict about baggage restrictions, both carry-on and checked. Overweight or oversized bags, even by a small margin, can lead to steep fees and, if not resolved, denied boarding until the issue is fixed. More critically, trying to bring prohibited items, e.g., firearms, large liquids not in 311 bags, dangerous goods, through security will lead to denial of entry to the sterile area and potentially involve law enforcement. A TSA officer recounted, "We pulled a bag for a large liquid, and the passenger started arguing, refusing to dispose of it. He eventually missed his flight because he wouldn't comply. It's for everyone's safety. Before you fly, meticulously check your airline's specific baggage allowance for both carry-on and checked luggage, size, weight, number of pieces. Familiarize yourself with TSA's 'What can I bring?' list for prohibited items. If an item causes a security flag, you may be denied boarding until it's resolved or even face legal consequences. Number 9. Failure to pay outstanding fees or fines. In some cases, travelers can be denied boarding due to unresolved outstanding fees or fines with the airline itself. This could be from previous flights, baggage issues, or even non-payment for a rescheduled ticket. While less common, some airlines might flag accounts and prevent future travel until balances are settled. A travel industry analyst commented, "It's rare, but I've heard of cases where passengers, particularly those with a history of disputes or chargebacks, find themselves unable to check in because of an account hold until past issues are resolved." While not a frequent occurrence for the average traveler, it's a reminder to always resolve any financial discrepancies with airlines promptly. If you have any ongoing disputes, ensure they are settled before your next travel date to avoid unexpected surprises at the airport. Number 10. Unruly or disruptive behavior. The post-pandemic era has unfortunately seen a surge in unruly passenger incidents, leading airlines to implement stricter policies. Being intoxicated, verbally abusive to crew or fellow passengers, engaging in physical altercations, or refusing to comply with crew instructions can lead to immediate denied boarding. Airlines prioritize safety and comfort for all. Captain Reynolds, a commercial pilot, stated, "Our cabin crew are trained to de-escalate, but if a passenger poses a threat or is heavily intoxicated, we won't allow them on board. It's a safety and security decision, not a customer service one. We won't risk 200 lives for one unruly individual." Airlines have the right to refuse service to anyone who poses a risk to safety or interferes with crew duties. This applies at the gate, during boarding, and even during transit if you are disruptive. Consequences can range from denied boarding and being placed on a no-fly list to hefty fines and even arrest. Number 11. Not meeting minimum age or unaccompanied minor requirements. Airlines have strict minimum age requirements for unaccompanied minors. If a child is traveling alone and does not meet the airline's age criteria, for example, usually 5 years old for unaccompanied service, or if the required unaccompanied minor service hasn't been properly booked and paid for, they will be denied boarding. Similarly, parents traveling with infants without a valid ticket for the infant, even for lap infants, can be denied. A check-in agent shared, a grandmother brought her 4-year-old grandson for a flight without booking the unaccompanied minor service. He wasn't old enough to fly alone without it, and she couldn't fly with him, so they were both denied. It was heartbreaking but unavoidable. Always review your airline's specific policies for traveling with children, especially unaccompanied minors and infants. These policies vary significantly, covering age limits, required documentation, and fees. Ensure all arrangements are made and confirmed well before the travel date. 12. Issues with boarding pass or ticket validity. While less common with digital ticketing, issues with your boarding pass or ticket validity can still lead to denied boarding. This could include a boarding pass that isn't properly scanned, a ticket that was mistakenly canceled, or a segment of a multi-leg journey that was dropped due to an earlier change. Even small glitches in the airline system or your booking can cause problems at the gate. A passenger recounted, "My first leg was delayed, and by the time I got to my connecting gate, they said my second leg was canceled in their system because I'd missed the first one, even though it was their delay. It took ages to get it sorted, and I was almost denied." Always confirm your entire itinerary before heading to the airport. If you have connecting flights, be extra vigilant. If you encounter any issues during check-in or at the gate, remain calm and politely but firmly request assistance from airline staff. Having digital and physical copies of your booking confirmation can sometimes help resolve such discrepancies. The world of air travel is constantly evolving, and while airlines strive for smooth operations, the onus is on us, the travelers, to be prepared. Understanding these 12 critical reasons for denied boarding in 2025 is your key to avoiding unexpected headaches and ensuring you always make it to your destination. At Fly Global, we believe empowered travelers are smarter travelers. If this guide illuminated the complexities of airline denied boarding, hit that like button, subscribe to Fly Global for more essential travel insights, and comment below. Which reason surprised you the most, or have you ever been denied boarding? Safe travels, and always board with confidence.